on clarinet. My parents couldn't stand the way I sang in the car, and they figured if I took some clarinet lessons, maybe I would learn how to sing in tune, but no chance of that ever happening, so that's how I started. And then in high school, I was waiting at a bus stop one day, and some friends of mine rolled up and asked if I knew anyone that played saxophone. My brother was playing saxophone. He's a couple years younger than me, and so I just stole his horn from him and joined this rock and roll band, and we're on from there.
Instant musician. Come on. You must have learned a few things about music to get to that point, though.
Yeah, it was weird. The first band, we were playing like I Want to Take You Higher and Evil Ways and those kinds of songs. And I remember, I mean, I learned in school, right? So you're playing in the school band. And Pat's a school teacher. You know, I'm a music teacher.
Pat, you started young too, right?
Yeah, I started when I was 11.
Yeah?
Yeah.
And you started with which instrument?
Actually, I wanted to start on saxophone, but it was too expensive. My folks couldn't afford one, so they bought me a harmonica.
Oh, that's a lot smaller.
Yeah, a lot cheaper too. But I guess I learned enough on it for them to say, well, you know, this looks like he's got some interest in it, so they bought me a guitar. And actually, my brothers all had guitars, and we just had this one family guitar that kept getting passed down. And finally, it stayed in my hands, and I was the one that stuck with it.
You had 4 brothers, is that right? Or
yes, right.
Yeah. That's a big family.
Yeah.
And your mom, she played music too?
She was a piano player. She played up in Fresno during the war in a band called the Texas Tornadoes. She was the piano player. She was the only one in the band who could read music, so they would buy the sheet music, and she would thump out the tunes on the piano, and they would all learn them from her.
So did you get to watch your mom the whole time?
Actually, no. By that time, with 5 boys, she pretty much gave up piano playing. You know, and, yeah, right. So.
And George, you've got now. I've heard you play with your brother.
Right.
He's in another band. What's
Right.
the name of that group? They're
Len Rainey and the Midnight Players.
Len Rainey, yeah. And you're going to be playing in Long Beach somewhere. When is that?
Right. We're playing at the California Blues and Brews Festival down at the Rainbow Lagoon on the 21st, and we'll be on from 3:30 to 4:30.
Yeah, that should be a lot of
checking
fun.
out.
But that's a different deal. I've heard that's a completely different sound.
Right.
You guys play down in San Diego.
Right. Oh, you came down. That's when we were at Cochise that one night.
That's right.
I remember.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now this new release here.
Right.
This great new release, which you did the artwork for this,
I did.
right?
Checo did the cover, the front cover, and I did the rest.
It's very nice.
Thank you.
It's very nice. It looks really first class. I'm really congratulations on this album. I think it's really a neat thing to. I know it takes a lot of effort and energy. You go to the store and you pick up the CD and you never think about how much went into putting it, just getting it on the shelf.
Yeah.
And it is on the shelf. Where is it
Yeah,
at?
it's at Tower Records
Yeah.
down in the Marina Pacifica, so that's cool. And then Borders has it too.
Yeah, and you played there at
Right.
Brothers just recently.
Right, last Friday it was fun.
Yeah, this is great. I'm glad you're making all these appearances around town, and your music is just coming alive, and you are too. And
I've been getting so much support, and it's unbelievable. I mean, these guys are, they basically, I played for about 2 years around here just with my computers and stuff, and these guys fell out of the sky one day, and all of a sudden I had a band, and that's about how it happened, really. And, well, like Lance was, Lance walked in.
It's like I saw George the same way Lance did, and I talked to him, said I was looking for something to do in the jazz vein, and so I said, could I sit in? And then he said, I know this guitar player, so he called the guitar player, and then I talked to Tony, and in one week we had a band.
That's
really
awesome.
It was a lot of fun from the get-go.
Synchronicity was working for sure, huh?
It was really good.
That's great. Now, and you all have day jobs, obviously. You don't never quit your day job, right?
Well, I have a night job.
You have a night job. You got to go back to work. I know that.
I'm a musician by day, lithographer at night.
Well, most people have a day job. But Pat, you have a particularly interesting day job because you get to do music in the daytime.
That's right.
Too.
I teach band and orchestra instruments for the city of Paramount, Paramount Unified School District, and I do, right now I'm doing 4th through 7th grade, and I've been doing it for about 8 years. And it can be a grind sometimes, but it's really rewarding in the long run.
Yeah. Now, what's the enthusiasm with the kids? Are they?
It's great. I I've said it 100 times. I'd rather be teaching music than anything else. Teaching math or any of those, it's an easy sell.
Yeah.
The kids love music.
Yeah.
As long as you present it to them and let them explore it.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
And you make personal appearances with the kids, right?
Sure, we play. We played at the Lakewood Mall. We take them out there and play at times. And next year, I'm going to do the Paramount High School Orchestra, and we'll be going to Disneyland and playing there with the.
You should come here. Bring
You got
them
it.
here.
You got it.
That'd be really
Let's
great.
do it. Yeah, that would be really cool.
Let me know when
Yeah.
you're ready, and we'll bring them in
I
the
will.
studio. That's what this community television.
It would be a
is
good
all
experience for them and for the people to hear them.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what do you think about in terms of like Mr. Holland's opus and the whole thing about music in the schools and how much it's diminished? I mean, do you think that it's going to come on a rise again? Or
I think it already is on an upswing. We through the 80s, we cut the program so much, and people are starting to see the repercussions of that cutting. And now that, and people are actually saying, you know, we want music. So I think it's, well, I hope it is, you know, that it's on an upswing. You can only hope, right?
Exactly, exactly. I'm all for it. I go to the NAMM show every year, and I'm totally involved
that's a
in.
terrific
You were at the
show.
NAMM show this year too, right?
Thanks to you.
We missed each
And
other.
Don.
on that. Yeah. So there's just a lot of, I know there's a lot of support for music therapy, and all the things, all the powerful things that music can do, and to keep it going, and this kind of the CDs and all that kind of thing that are happening are just great. And you have your degree in music also, right?
I
Yeah, so
graduated
you're
from
both.
San Diego State.
Yeah. So it's been really great. I'm going to let you go back to the set and do your last grand finale. What's the name of that one?
It's 12 bars all night.
All right, and that is it. Really, you guys really get moving on that one.
It's the title track of the CD,
great,
in fact.
title track of the CD. What was the name of that again? I forgot.
12 bars all night.
12 bars
Which one is
all
it? 12
night.
bars all night.
And
Red Tower.
George Motoian, his name is on the CD, and on the back cover we've got a neat picture of a saxophone and great stuff going on. So I'm going to let you go back over to the set and do this last number. You're going to be wailing on this one, and we didn't get a chance to talk about how all these numbers came to be, but we'll do that another time.
Okay.
And I thank you guys for coming.
Thanks for having
tonight.
us on.
Thank you,
All right,
Terry.
Cool. All right,
All
great.
right.
Now let's take you back and let you go right back over. All right. For it. This is you all are going to love it. Stay tuned for this one. It's really great.